party starting a little early today as the sun comes down on Chowing Wong Beach. So, who is Gen W? You've noticed the world really changed quite remarkably over the last 3 or 4 years. And the millennials are shit scared of the Gen Xers, the generation that certainly had no internet. Movies were a blockbuster Friday night. You drank out of taps. You disappeared when the sun came up on your bike. There was no phones. There was no way. No way of finding you. You were in creeks. You were in building sites. You were playing cricket. You were playing footy. You were doing something. Everybody was, you knew where everybody was. All the bikes were on the front lawn. It was a far, far different time. Drank out of hoses, and by the time I was 13 years of age, and this is not a boast. I could start a tinny. I could take you anywhere. I could fix a rod. I could type 4 types of lures. I could catch clean gut a fish. I could build a fire. I could load a 22 on a shotgun. Skin gut a rabbit. Cook that on an open fire. That was pretty much bush life. My background is very much Bendigo goldfields. You'll notice a tattoo on my arm here that has the Eureka flag on it. Well, Gen W were the older brother of those crazy ones. The ones that just didn't believe the narrative. And you got to remember the narrative back in the 60s. Like, why would you possibly disagree with it? Everybody, you went to school, the world was around, the good guys won World War II, we lived in the lucky country, free healthcare, Bob's your uncle. There was no reason to doubt it, but as you go through life and you continue to grow, and that's one of the things that I will always push people to do, is grow and make sure you're a better person than you were yesterday. But the Gen Ws, you can see them waking. They sort of were the men that wanted to be left alone. They saw through the bullshit. They did what they had to do, and they created their own space. Life is still, to me, at its very best. On a bit of property with your own garden, dogs, cats, chickens, veggie garden. That's bliss life. Yet here we are, this Gen W. And in my day, man, you needed to be a millionaire to work, life, house, wife, car, job, career, to be able to, to retire in tropical paradise. Well, the world's changed. It's really changed. And Gen W men are leading the way. Robert Kennedy Jr., there's a classic example. America's just gone from 72 vaccinations for babies in the first 36 months down to 11. I've had 2 vaccinations in my life. That's where this whole journey started, and this is where we'll pick up to the stance I took a few years ago and how that's led to me living here. And I'm not a millionaire. I just had an internet business. And I knew the internet economy was coming 20 years ago, and it's allowed me to live away from Australia's madness. It's not the country it was. It is a bureaucracy out of control. We can talk about a few other things there. Even there is a legality to exist, but that's their videos for another day. But for me, you got to remember, you were learning a trade. You were going into sales. You were going into the a government, police, fireman. You're working in a shop or you're working in an office. They were so limited to where we are now. Like Printify, Shopify, build your own little store in an instant. it's been amazing. This is part one. Part two, I want to talk about the year of the snake. What was 2025? Where that brought me, and where that's brought many people, and where I see us going. Until next time, peace.